Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is live, I'm Miss Matt. Hello, what's up? Okay, so, last time on Buffy, we got probably the best episode of the show so far, Angel, episode 7. So we learned a lot about Angel's background and backstory. And I thought it was quite cool because his name was Angel. Part of me was like expecting him to be some kind of holy entity, and I would be like, yeah, that's on the nose enough. But no, it was like, okay, it was another thing that I could sort of predict within the episode, but not at all beforehand. So he is this entity. Well, he was a human from like 200 and whatever years ago. Then he got turned into a vampire, and then he killed his family and his friends and everyone. And then he was a vampire for like almost 200 years or something like that. And then eventually he killed like some daughters of some gypsies, and then they cursed him with the curse of caring, which is in a way a little bit poetic. So they restore his soul in some way, and now he's a vampire who also has like human empathy, and now he hates himself and hates everything that they do because he cares. So now he is the mythical, the legendary vegan vampire. So yeah, that is a little bit of a funny prospect, but yeah, that's him. And the reason why he kind of helps Buffy out is because he doesn't want vampires to win, I suppose. He thinks they do bad things and he doesn't want them. In a way, it's also probably just some kind of weird coping mechanism to like deal with himself, you know, like a weird thing of like, I hate what I am and I've done so many bad things, so I'm just like trying to make up for it, you know, just to cope with my existence a little bit better, you know. So maybe that's what it is, and that makes me think about like, well, maybe he has helped other Slayers in the past. I don't know, maybe, but yeah, whatever. That's it. That was really cool. Reminder to check out the Patreon, link in the description below, but to pop up on screen in order to support the channel so I can keep doing this. And also, if you want to watch the next 2 episodes of Buffy, they're already there, as well as full-on reactions. So if you're into that, then sure. Shoutouts to Nonman for sponsoring this video as usual. Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in, and let us begin. So, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 1, Episode 8. Let's go. I guess they're gonna seal this Moloch thing away, and then it's gonna be like brought back in the modern time. Alright. So it's sealed in this book. Moloch, the devil.
Preghiamo che questo libro è mai letto più, che il demonio Moloch è mai lasciato più fuori nel mondo.
I'm guessing you can't just burn it. I'm guessing it has to be sealed away. And oh my god, Giles has this. Where the fuck do you get this from?
Oh, thanks, Dave. Willow pile.
Oh, Dave. He looks like Dave Strider too. Shit.
Join us in the 20th century.
She looks like a
with
character.
3 whole years to spare.
Ms. Calendar.
Miss Calendar.
I happen to believe that one can survive in modern society without being a slave to the idiot box.
That's
Oh, 1997.
The printed page is obsolete. Information isn't bound up anymore. It's an entity. The only reality is virtual. If you're not jacked in, you're not alive.
Okay. Alright, bro. Sure. My man just walked out of the Matrix. Like,
more digitized information went across phone
oh my
lines.
god. This episode is probably not gonna age well.
Sander, you want to stay and help me?
Are you kidding?
Yes, it was a joke I made up.
Willow, I love you, but bye.
This fucking guy.
I'll be back in the Middle Ages.
Did you ever leave?
Alright, Davey's gonna unleash Satan. Oh, Willow is. Okay. Oh. What if you digitize this? Are we gonna summon Satan into the internet? Is this gonna be like the Digimon movie or war game? Which is a fucking baller ass movie, by the way. What if Satan was in the internet? Where am I? That's a good prospect though. I feel like the themes, like the subject of this episode is not gonna age well because they're immediately like, oh, we're gonna do commentary about computers. Whether they're good or bad, who knows? And it's just like, My man, like I'm watching this on my computer. I acquired this episode through my computer. I'm recording this. I'm uploading it to the internet for other people to see. You're watching this from your devices. I have like 2 magical tablets that have all the knowledge of the Library of Alexandria on my fucking hands and my fucking pocket, and I'm using them as flashlights.
Who's talking?
Talking to.
Satan.
Okay, that's it. You have a secret, and that is not allowed.
Why not?
Because we live in the Hellmouth.
He's so smart, Buffy, and he's romantic, and we agree about everything.
Oh, what's he look like?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Oh my god. This episode's not gonna age well. Like, I've never seen my best friend's face. And they're still my best friend for many years. Been through so many rough times.
So you've been seeing a guy, and you don't know what he looks like. Okay, this is a puzzle. No, wait, I'm good at these. Does it involve a midget and a block of ice?
I met him online.
Online for what? Oh.
Alright, this episode's gonna be really funny. It's gonna be really funny. I'm just gonna sit here like...
What do you actually know about this guy?
Oh, see, I knew you'd react like this.
Like what? I just want to make sure you're careful, that's all.
He's watching. Is he inside the computer or is he on the internet? I'm guessing he's like, at least on like the local network, probably on the internet. If he's on the internet, we're fucked. Watcher. Have you recruited a minion?
What if you guys get really, really intense, and then you find out that he has a hairy back?
Well, no. He doesn't talk like somebody who would have a hairy back.
I feel like I'm gonna roll my eyes a lot this episode.
You and Dave are clocking a pretty scary amount of computer time.
New project.
Ooh, will I be excited?
You'll die.
But you're gonna be missing out. I'm planning to be witty. I'm gonna make fun of all the people who won't talk to me.
That's nice. Have a good time.
Are you gonna realize who Best Girl is, Sander?
He's probably a circus freak.
Yeah, I mean, we read about it all the time. You know, people meet on the net, they talk, they get together, have dinner, a show. Horrible axe murder.
Willow, axe murdered by a circus freak. Okay, what do we do?
Yo, shoutouts to all the axe murder circus freaks in the comments right now. I know there's totally many of you. This episode is really funny. Entirely because it aged like shit.
Malcolm and I really care about each other.
You met him for 2 days.
I wanted to find out something about someone. If someone emailed me. Could I trace the letter?
Well, you could pull up somebody's profile based on their username.
But they write the profile themselves, right? And so they could say anything they wanted.
Yeah?
Is there a way to find out exactly where a letter and e-letter came from? I mean, the actual
E-letter.
location of the computer.
Not unless you're the FBI.
Tell you the truth, I
Leave
think...
Willow alone.
What do you mean?
That's none of your business.
Like, I can't wait to see how this episode ends.
Follow Dave. What, in dark glasses and a trench coat? Please.
Please show me her in a trench coat and dark glasses. Please. Please. Let's fucking go! I love this episode. It's not a good episode. I just think it's really funny. So I'm having a good time here. It's funny because this episode maybe was good when it came out. Like, maybe. Yo, okay, that's something I want to know. Anyone in the comments who watched this in the 90s? When you were there at this moment in time and you watched it at that point, what do you think about it? Kill her.
Party.
I hate that kid.
The Calax Research and Development, it's a computer research lab. Third largest employer in Sunnydale, till it closed down last year. What, I can't have information sometimes?
It's just somewhat unprecedented.
Willow isn't available, so you have to fill in.
You here again? Kids really dig the library, don't you?
We're literary.
To read makes our speaking English good.
We'll be going now.
We'll continue this.
I've never felt this way about anyone before, Willow.
Why is there a voice coming off of it? I don't think voice to text, like text to voice, was a thing in the 90s. It's not good even today, so...
Buffy just makes trouble. That's why she got kicked out of her old school.
Don't agree
How
with
did
that?
you know that?
It's on her permanent record.
How do you know her permanent record? Okay, Willow.
You must have mentioned it.
No. Willow.
I have to sign off. I'll talk to you later.
And now I'm worried.
You think that knowledge should be kept in these carefully guarded repositories where only a handful of white guys can get at it?
Nonsense.
We are creating a new society here.
A society in which human interaction is all but obsolete, in which people can be completely manipulated by technology. Well,
This one doesn't have a whole lot more to say. What is it?
What about the fucking demon on the front cover?
Nothing.
It's just a fucking Necronomicon-ass book in there. It looks so fucking evil, and there's like an imprint of a demon on the cover. Like, so good of those Italians to imprint the demon face in it. Like, it's so
Nothing in
good.
this file about being allergic to penicillin.
Oh my god. Okay, so here's the thing. There is some truth to what Giles is kind of saying, in the sense that technology is a scary thing if you look into the future enough. And by that, I mean right now, because misinformation is a real issue. And there's side characters in the background saying that, the way he acts.
This is how droughts get started.
Buffy, get out!
Get out, get jump! Woo! Thank God for super strength. That's the only reason why she leaped that far. Thanks, Dave.
I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Scratch back.
I'm sorry, I've been a terrible person. I'm a coward, and I can't go on living like this. Murphy.
That's a suicide note.
Dave.
And then he's gonna kill Dave. Oh boy.
And I don't know who could have read that book. It wasn't even in English. In a pile with others that were scanned.
That counts as reading.
The scanner read the book. It brought Moloch out as...
Giles just starts beating up the computer.
You guys are saying that Moloch is in this computer.
Not this one.
And every computer connected to it by a modem.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck we do about this, though.
Stay away from Willow.
Yo, you got a 3D model in there? How do you do that?
So much for delete file.
This is very bad.
Destroy the computer. Like, I was making a joke about that, but if they try to delete the file and deleting file doesn't work and the demon is like, don't do it, I'm just like, okay, now I want to do it. And if you destroy the computer, if you destroy the hard drive, then the file is technically destroyed. So, if that is the solution, according to the laws of this universe, then it would work if you just destroy the hard drive. Just fucking pull the computer apart, take the hard drive out. It's locked inside of a hard drive. We're good, man. I'm going like way too technical with this fucking episode. They're gonna see dead Dave. Is it gonna be like hung or... Wake up! Put a lot of makeup. I mean, were the computers in like sleep mode? I don't think computers had sleep mode back then. Yeah, he's hung. He's dead. How do you not notice the hanging dead body on the room when you walked in, girl? It was like literally right in front of you.
Giles, you need to come up with a way to get Moloch out of the net.
I have records of the ceremonies, but that's for a creature of the flesh. This could be something completely different.
Just fucking recite the chant into a microphone, upload that into YouTube, and that'll be it. He'll listen to it, and then he's just gonna like disappear. I know there's no YouTube at this point in time, by the way, but like I'm trying to figure out how would we exorcise a demon off the net. No more waiting. I need you to see me. Is it Fritz? Is it fucking Fritz? I hate this kid so much.
I need you to believe something that you may not want to.
How do we say this? How do we talk about this?
There's a demon in the internet.
Like, oh, like, has she seen it in some way? Like, I hope she becomes like a real character. That would be fun. That would be fun to have another member in the cast.
I mean, it's probably a mischief demon, you know, like Kelkor or...
It's Moloch.
The Corruptor? Oh boy. I should have remembered. I just don't...
You don't seem exactly surprised.
Yes. Are you a watcher?
You think the realm of the mystical is limited to ancient texts and relics? That bad
A
old
modern
science made the
watcher.
magic?
Are you a witch?
I don't have that kind of power. Techno-pagan is the term.
I like that term. Sounds cool. Techno-pagan. Whatever. Sure. We'll just roll with this. We're just gonna accept that she knows everything and move on. I'll accept it just because she's cool. What evil shit are they gonna do to her? They're gonna try to like make her a robot or some shit. Like, I don't know.
My love. With my own two eyes.
They made him a body. Cool. Honestly, I like that look. Looks fucking cool. I mean, it looks like a fucking cartoony ass 90s, like a classic Doctor Who villain almost, but looks like a fighting character, like a 90s fighting character. You have nerves to feel that? Oh, cool.
To kill.
Died.
I just hope enough of my group responds.
Moloch just shut you down?
Well, I'm betting he won't figure out what we're doing until it's too late.
We're doing an ancient ritual online through Zoom.
I can give you everything.
Define everything.
I can control the world.
I mean, that's true, actually. Yeah, he has, like, knowledge about, like, everything. This is, like, actually a terrifying concept if it was, like, literally presented in any other way other than this.
Couldn't you just stop Moloch by entering some computer virus?
That's not how this
You've
works.
seen way too many movies.
Yes. Yes, you have.
You are mine.
I'm not yours. I'm never gonna be yours. Never.
Is it your preferred method of killing, dude? Just...
Demon come!
It's made of metal.
Oh, guys made of metal.
Yes. Hell yeah, Sander. Sander did something.
I gotta hit someone.
Yeah, he punched some dude. Go back into the computer.
He's out of the net. He's bound.
Where?
He's not in the book.
No. Okay, he's not in the book.
He's not in the book.
He's in the computer. Maybe he's in his body. He is in his body. So he just got off from the internet. Which is the scariest part, actually.
Now I'm trapped in this shell.
His voice should be more robotic.
You're going. I think it's
Hell yeah!
right now.
Get this ass, Willow!
Left, but it's enough to crush you.
Is that an elevator?
Take your best shot.
Oh, it's the electricity. Dodge! And he kills himself. Easy. I would keep up that head. It looks cool as shit. This episode is funny. It is an interesting episode, by the way. I said earlier that it was a bad episode. I don't think it is. It's okay. I love this character, by the way. The techno-pagan. She's cool.
Your book that started all the trouble, not a computer. Honestly, what is it about them that bothers you so much?
Yes.
The smell.
Computers don't smell, Rupert.
I know.
The lack of smell.
A certain flower or a whiff of smoke can bring up experiences long forgotten.
Okay, I see the poetic meaning here.
The knowledge gained from a computer it has no texture, no context. It's there and then it's gone. If it's to last, then the getting of knowledge should be tangible.
There's like no sensing here.
Smelly.
You really are an old-fashioned boy, aren't you?
Well, I don't dangle a corkscrew from my ear.
That's not where I dangle it.
Moving on.
I was really falling.
Hey, did you forget? The one boy I've had the hots for since I moved here turned out to be a vampire.
Yeah.
Right, and the teacher I had a crush on? Giant praying mantis?
Let's not bring that up. Let's try to forget that episode happened.
Let's face it, none of us are ever going to have a happy, normal relationship.
We're doomed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Credits. Yes. That was the correct moment to throw in the credits. There is funnies to be had in depressing realities. Okay, that episode was kind of funny. It was, I'm gonna say it, that episode was the most 90s episode of anything I've ever seen in my life. Like, everything about it feels so outdated. And okay, this is a genuine question, like a genuine, real question to anyone who has seen this episode in the 90s, around the time it came out. I want to know if you thought it was like the sickest shit ever. Like, did you think that it was awesome? Did you think that it was like fantastic and it has some crazy good themes and stuff? I mean, it has a couple of them. I will say that much. This episode did have a couple of things that I actually did enjoy. But there is also a lot of really outdated things about this episode that is just like a little bit funny to look at in hindsight, you know? So, because I understand that this episode is not necessarily an episode that is saying like, oh, computer bad, technology bad. It's not doing that. It's not, because that would be silly. And it is not. It is just showing you characters with different perspectives and how they feel about them. And at the end, they do ask Giles, like, why do you not like computers so much and you stick to your books? And it's because I can smell the books. And what he's saying is that he senses things, and that creates some sort of an emotional reaction on the simple things. But in a computer, it's just kind of raw information. You don't really get any senses and stuff. I mean, you can argue that you can like feel like the keyboard, you know, and different keyboards have like different switches that they can have a different feeling, and maybe you like how a brown switch feels on a keyboard, and maybe that's the reason why you're starting a computer, but that would be stretching it a little bit. But it is something similar to that in the sense that he's reading books and he loves the smell and the emotions that bring forth on him. So he is saying, I enjoy experiencing things, not necessarily just getting the raw information, not necessarily just doing what's more convenient. It's just the simple joys in life. And he just enjoys books and he just goes for them. That's fine. I like it. It's not like a Luddite thing. It's just the fact that this is just what he enjoys, and computers don't offer that to him. So he just doesn't get with the program. So that's good. I enjoyed that. And there's another topic that was really cool. It wasn't really touched upon too much, but it was really cool. It's just the idea of like, what if there was like a virus on the internet that like, I mean, not like a virus on the internet, like an actual like entity demon that has full control over every piece of information that has been digitized. Like, that is a scary thought. It is. And it makes me think to, and this is a random ass poll, but it makes me think to the Digimon movie. It was an OVA originally called Or War Game. And I don't remember what year it was released. I'm guessing it was like 2000. But that movie did have, because Digimon is about like digital monsters. There was a digital monster that was the main antagonist, and it was literally called like Diaboromon. It was like literally the Devilmon. And that thing sneaked into the internet and it fucked with the internet and it destroyed a bunch of stuff. And then it launched nukes onto countries. So it was like, all right, it's gonna nuke the planet, and there's like literally nukes coming to kill us. And we need to disable the nukes and defeat the devil before they reach and kill us. It is funny that the Americans look at this and they were like, yeah, Digimon's a children's show. And it's like, no, we're gonna die to the nukes. It's like, sure. And the concept in this episode, it was very similar to that. It was the idea that there was a demon online and he has control over everything. And you see how it is spreading misinformation about penicillin. It is altering reports to talk about like Nazi Germany. It is, and it's funny that that's like a thing that it sounds like so outlandish, and yet nowadays there's like weird neo-Nazis that are kind of down with it. Fuck those people. But yes, like it is something that like it is altering information. It is downloading like confidential files and using them, and it's just like he has full knowledge of everything and he can do whatever the fuck it wants because the world is digitized. Sure. This is, I'm gonna compare this to something else, and this is, okay, if you like that idea in media and you want to see like probably like my favorite version of it, it would be Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. It doesn't kick in until the end, but when it does, it's like, oh fuck. I think that game is a genius game, Genius Kajumbo Prophet, but let me search the name of this video and I want y'all to watch it. There's this video called Colonel JD AI Codec Conversation Metal Gear's MGS2 HD by Louis Vanderhyde. It is one of the final conversations that happen in that game, and it is something that I feel like we as a species should go and watch like every like couple months. Because like every time I revisit that video, and I revisited like recently, like a couple weeks ago, I was like, fuck. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, it's so real and it's so scary, and this is something that came out in 2001. And it is interesting because in 2001, people watched it and they didn't understand it. People didn't realize what it was talking about. And it is essentially talking about the unfiltered state of information online that is being digitized, and it is being produced every day by every person. And the problem is that people are not able to filter that as something that it is something that is real, that is something that should be considered, because everyone can say whatever the fuck they want on every piece, on every website, and every piece of social media ever. Like, people just can just say whatever the fuck I want. I can just go and type into Twitter, Santa Claus is real, and no one is able to tell if what I said was true or false. So what's gonna happen, and what is happening, is the fact that there is an alarming rate of information coming in into the internet coming from everybody, because everybody has access to it and everyone can say whatever they want, and it becomes a problem where you are not able to discern what is real, what isn't real anymore. And taking it a step further, you are not able to escape influence from information that is coming in from all sides, from everybody. Which means that if there was ever to be an entity, or it would either be a real person or just fictitious like cartoon villain or whatever, that it would have access to all of your data, would have access to all of your information and all studies about the human mind and everything. Anything that can just have access to information, it is able to use said information to influence you into thinking certain things or causing certain reactions. Which means that information, it is the information control, it is the scariest form of like manipulation that can exist into like the end of the world. Like, actually, information control is fucked. And what this episode touched on a little bit is the fact that there is a demon that has access to all the information, and in the background you can hear characters and the world talking about like, oh, why is this coming up here? I'm sure I didn't read this before. I'm sure this isn't right. It's like, yes, that would destroy the world. It would annihilate it. And it is interesting to watch this in the year of our Lord 2022, after we have witnessed the wonderful years of 2016 and 17 and 18 and everything that came after 2016. Basically everything after 2016 has just been a living nightmare, and it's all, I want to say not all, but mostly because we just let it happen, and we weren't any wiser in order to stop it. When it comes to information control, I don't want to be too specific, but if you've been like keeping up with like world events in general, you know how fucked life has been since like 2016. I mean, you can argue definitely before to some degree, but I feel like 2016 is when everything just went to shit. Like, I feel like that's when the timeline diverged into like the worst timeline, and now we're living in it. But now we're at the point where information control, it is able to just fucking destroy everything. It is just able to, there's so many narratives that can come at you, and they can be spinned in any way in order to make you feel specific things. Like, even like things like, okay, you know, the YouTube algorithm, or just algorithm in general for any piece of social media, you know how it pushes you things that you will like it? So, example, I'm gonna get like real deep for like no reason, because this episode wasn't that deep, but I will get real deep because I need to talk about something. You know how YouTube and social medias in general push you content to think that you will like it? So, for example, I like Kino Fighters. Twitter starts pushing me Kino Fighters fan art. It's like, we think that you might like this. And I'm like, thank you very much. I do like this piece of Kino Fighters fan art. Or YouTube, it starts pushing me videos of like, I don't know. For you, it might push your reaction videos to Buffy because you care about Buffy. You're watching this video, and that means that YouTube is going to think, hey, you like Buffy reactions? Here's another channel that you never heard about that is watching Buffy. Chances are, maybe that's how you discover my channel. That's how the YouTube algorithm works, or algorithm in general. The reason why they do that is because it is able to take more money from your views, because it determines that this is something that you like. If this is something that you like, it means that if we offer you another video that has high chances that you will like it, it means that you will click on it, which means that you will get an ad or 2 ads or 3 ads, depending on how long you watch that video, and then we get more money. That's literally how it works. The downside to something like this is that if you're someone that is getting real deep in something that is not cool, like for example, I don't know, like it was Trans Day of Visibility yesterday. If you're someone that hates transgender people because you're believing some weird narrative that isn't true, chances are that narrative is going to be pushed onto you again and again and again, because chances are that if you watch this anti-trans message video, the algorithm is going to push another anti-trans message video because it determines that that's what you want to see, because it needs your money and it wants you to click on it for ads. But that means that anyone can say whatever the fuck they want on that like idea, on that message, just because they hate transgender people. And if they want to push that, then they can just make a video about it lying, and then that video will get pushed onto people, and other people will believe it. This video has like 100,000 views. I should believe it, but it's 100,000 views of people that were pushed a video that fit their own views. And the only people that watch it are people that don't know any better and people that already believe it, because that's what the algorithm pushes. So it ends up creating weird little like groups online that get offered content that they can consume because it is what's most profitable, without ever listening about this other group, because that content never gets pushed onto them, which means the only information that is being offered to you is information that you will agree with, whether it be right or wrong. It doesn't matter if that information is right or wrong. It is information that someone put out there. YouTube wants your money, and then it will get pushed onto you, and you'll believe it because it will agree with the previous 20 videos that you watch. And even if they're all wrong, you will believe that. This got like really deep, but like I'm sure that like some people didn't know that about like social media and YouTube in general, and that's a scary prospect. That's a really scary prospect, and I see so many examples of that happening. Like, for example, I'm gonna call my mom here. My mom is one of those people that believe that you can like drink some weird like chloride like solution into water and it's like a miracle water. There's a lot of scams happening like that in the past like 2 years. My mom is one of those people that actually believe that, and the only reason why she believes that is because she keeps getting recommended videos of like people doing testimonials of like, oh, my child was like broken and it was never okay, and then he drank this water and it magically made him better and it like expelled all the bad stuff off of his body. And my mom is like really emotional, and she hears this mom talking about her fictitious son, talking about how it saved his life, and my mom is like, yes, that's so beautiful, I'm gonna buy this product. And it's just like, you're being manipulated. You're being manipulated by people trying to sell bad stuff that don't do anything. In fact, it may be more harmful than it is good. You're being manipulated by the algorithm to push more ads onto you, so you can like consume a video that it knows you're gonna consume, so it gets more of your money. And you're being manipulated essentially on all fronts. And it is playing with your emotions. It is playing with what you are willing to believe, because all of it has been proven already. So at this point, we live in a nightmare society in information. This was the weirdest tangent I've taken on this Buffy reactions, and maybe in the channel, I'm not entirely sure. But it is something that I just like to talk about, because it is a prospect that I just like, it's nightmare fuel. And we live in it, and we just kind of roll with it at this point. And it sucks, and I just hate it so much. And this episode touched on it a little bit. And I want to say that Giles, my man, like, I make fun of you for like not getting down with the problem with computers, because ultimately, like, computers are really important. We're all carrying like a small like supercomputer in our pockets at all times. I have like 2 of them in front of me right now, and then I have my real computer, which is the most expensive thing I own, because I spend so much fucking money on it, because I use it for video editing and games and stuff. So it's like, okay, it needs to have a lot of stuff in it, and I live most of my life sitting in front of my computer, working and consuming social media and doing random shit, and that's just my life. And that's what a lot of people's lives are nowadays, especially during the pandemic, because now we live in another nightmare scenario where there's a virus that will just kill us all unless we stay inside. So that's another issue, but that doesn't come to the case. The point is, computers, not inherently bad. They can be used for a lot of good, and a society kind of depends on them. However, a byproduct of human malice and human misunderstanding and just greediness and all sorts of stuff will cause, and it is causing, computers to be used for something bad. Computers are just a tool. They're just an item. Like for example, if you have a fucking hammer, you can use the hammer to fucking nail stuff into stuff. Sure. You can also use a hammer to kill someone. It's like, it's just as simple as that. And unfortunately, computers have such a reach that they can be used for something super fucked and so like widespread. And it has been done for that because, you know, at one point we're just laughing at some dude for having like a shitty hair and for sounding like an idiot who doesn't know anything. And the next thing we know, he's the president and he's putting Mexican children into concentration camps. Kind of. Like, all right. So anyway, nightmare fuel. This is like the silliest episode because this episode I couldn't take seriously for like most of it, right? But it did make me think about all these topics that are very much relevant today. And the show, I'm not sure if the show could fully know, because I don't know if anyone could fully know what was coming. Kojima knew. That's the only person I feel like knew. Kojima. But this episode did have like a small insight into misinformation or something using the internet for control of everything. And it's like, it did have an insight into that, so I will give it credit for that. And it also didn't really have a fully anti-computer message or anything going on. It was just like, I appreciate, like, I enjoy the appreciation of the senses that I got from like books and stuff, you know? It's the idea of like, I could watch a video of someone, like, I don't know, playing soccer, or I could go play soccer. And the reality is that if you're someone who enjoys playing soccer, then you can just go play soccer, man. But if you're someone that not, then I suppose you can just watch it. That's fine. So that's what it is. Okay, I spent so much time talking about like the themes and random tangents and my my understanding of the nightmare world we live in. Let's talk about the episode. I suppose the main thing this episode did, I feel like, is introduce a new character. It introduced Miss Calendar. She is a techno-pagan, whatever that is. I thought she was like another Watcher. Like maybe the Watchers don't know each other, and she kind of sounds like Watcher, but no, she describes herself as a techno-pagan, whatever the fuck that is. So she's just someone who knows about demons, and I mean, I suppose it's just some woman who it's like a Wiccan, you know, like fucking Tumblr Wiccans, Tumblr witches, you know. In Tumblr, there's a lot of I say this because I've been there and I kind of show up there every now and then, but like there's a lot of people online that are just like, I'm really into this thing and it's really obscure, and everyone looks at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? Maybe she's one of those people. She's just really into like weird prophecies and demons and shit, and she understands that, but she's not necessarily down with it. She just reads about it and she's like, oh yeah, I know all this stuff. And because all of that stuff is real in this Buffy world, it means that she's essentially a pseudo Watcher. So it could be really interesting for her to be a character moving forward. I hope she is, because like the moment I saw her, I was like, you look like a real character. Like her design looked somewhat unique. The actress looked really cool. So I was like, you look cool. Like leather jacket MILF teacher. Let's go. So I was hoping she would stick around. It appears she might be sticking around. My one concern I have is that she might be sticking around kind of just to be like Giles' romantic interest. I don't like that. I hope it's not. I'm gonna give the show the benefit of the doubt and say that it might not be. I hope she's actually just a cool character. Because I just want to see more characters joining into the crew, you know? Like, we already got 4, and I feel like it's not enough flavors. I want to see more, you know? Like, I got excited previous episode with Angel because I was like, oh, that makes Angel character a little bit cooler in my mind. So next time he shows up, I'm like, hell yeah, Angel. And I hope we can do that again. I hope we can get, like, fucking Amy from the Witch episode or whatever back. Like, I want to see people come back in. That's what I want to see. But yeah. Miss Calendar, she's cool. I like her. I hope we see her again more often then. She's just the techno wizard, which kind of overlaps with Willow's role, I suppose. Bam, Willow, segue. So, Willow, in this episode, it was fairly Willow-centered because Willow was... she was being catfished by a demon. So, Willow believes that she's in a relationship with this kid. And, like, it is a little bit funny, but also I have to, like, accept it because... Willow is kind of a social outcast. She doesn't relate with people. No one understands her. And someone just randomly shows up and it's like, hey, I agree with you on everything. And she's like, oh, maybe this person is the one, you know? So I understand that she would be like a little bit naive, gullible, but also more than anything vulnerable to accepting someone like that so quickly. But at the same time, girl, you talked to him for like 2 days. Like, I don't know if that's enough. I think maybe that's not enough. So yeah, she just talked to him for like a day and she was like, I'm in love with him. And it's like, oh my God. But sure, whatever. She's 16. I'll take it. You know, like 16-year-old does dumb things. But a lot of this episode was about Willow just being in love and then like everyone just being like, oh, but you shouldn't. And it's like, it's weird because this aspect of the episode was probably the aspect of the episode where I rolled my eyes to the most. It's the idea that she made a relationship with someone online and everyone, first of all, it was jokes of like, what does online mean? What do you mean you've never seen this person? And then it turned into that person could be really dangerous. You don't know what that person is. It could be an axe wielding circus freak or whatever they said. And I'm just like, shout outs to all axe wielding circus freaks in the comments. Like not every person you interact with online is a bad person, and it's not someone that is gonna try to like kill you or like do some bad stuff to you. It's just another person. It is funny because this was sort of like the old-timey boomer mentality, because I remember back in the day, your parents, not necessarily my parents, not so much at least, but I would know that but parents in general would tell their kids just like, hey, be careful who you interact with online. Like, you don't know what you're talking to. You don't know what online is, just full of lies and stuff. And nowadays, it's mostly like older people on Facebook that just kind of believe everything that the algorithm pushes onto them. But realistically, like, the internet is just used to communicate just people, and it's not someone that's necessarily evil or trying to do some bad stuff. That's just kind of a weird paranoia there is. But in this episode, it was real. And that's the part that was like a little bit like, come on, guys. Because it's like, you don't know who's on the other side. It could be a demon. And then this episode is like, yes, it could be a demon. I agree. And I'm just like, come on, guys. Like, but again, it was 1996 or 7, whatever. Like, it was the 90s. People were just different at that point because they didn't understand the direction the world was going in. And that's why I feel like it didn't fully understand what the situation would be like now, like 30 years into the future almost. Is it 30? So it's 6, like 20 whatever years into the future. Like, it didn't fully understand what it would be like. It was more just scared and worried about what it could be like, but also just kind of accepting it. Just like, I'm cautiously optimistic, you know? Like, sure, I understand that view. You don't have to be a visionary. It's fine. I like that it wasn't completely dismissing it at the end. At first, it kind of felt like it, but that was just characters just saying stuff. But yeah, okay. There was I do like the idea of just demons being like sealed away in books, and then they get like brought back in some odd manner. I do like that. It was like a time traveling robo demon. That was cool. I like how many people die in this show. Sorry, that sounds like a really mean thing to say like right away, but like I do like that because this show reminds me so much of Power Rangers. I've said that before. This is what my main comparison point is for the show sometimes, because every episode just feels like, all right, white suburban American school, and some villain of the week kind of thing, and it all the effects and costumes look awful, and we just fight them, and I'm just like, all right, cool. But the difference between this and Power Rangers is that in Power Rangers you don't really see a hanged body. Like, in this episode you don't see a decapitated body of just someone, and they don't really show it, but you know it's there, so that's good. It's good to see like actual real life, not real life, but like actual consequences for like crazy shit that happens in the show, because sometimes I feel like it's easy to just like forget that there are consequences to all the monsters, but no, in this show it's like, no, people die. Like, the principal and the pig die. Like, let's not forget Principal Kun, our favorite character. Like, people fucking die in the show, and that's something I like, because when I saw like Dave's like dead hanging body, first of all, I was like, how do you not see that? Buffy was like right in the middle of the room. Second, I was like, that's cool, because Dave is just like this like shy, meek character, and he did kind of bad things, but he was like, no, I'm gonna fight it back, no, fuck you, and then he got killed, and that's it. And then we just found his dead body, and it's like, that's sad, but it is showing you that there are consequences to all the stuff that happens, so it is imperative to stop them. I'm just gonna load out the episode again and try to like skim through it, see if there's anything I want to like necessarily talk about. I suppose just a final scene at the end when they all just talk to each other, being like, yeah, we're never gonna be in love here. We're all just gonna die alone and be alone forever. And it was like, yay. Cut the credits. Just like, I was like, this is where you cut the credits because it's funny. And that is exactly what they did. So good job. Direction was good there. But yeah, anyway, that was alright. I enjoyed that episode. And I mean, just the idea that like, they're just like, yeah, love is just not for us. I mean, that is a very like 16-year-old thing to say, you know, just like being so defeatist. There could be a point where you might find love and you might find someone that is right. The problem is that it is kind of conflicting with the ideas of the show and what the show kind of is and what the Hellmouth is. So in that sense, I understand that they're just like, yeah, we're going to be alone forever. But also at the same time, you're 16, bro. You're going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I mean, some of you might die, but it's going to be fine, I'm sure. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode reaction. I don't know if there's anything else I want to say. It's getting late. I'm hungry. I'm just going to go. So, yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to this Buffy reaction, guys. See you next time. And okay, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for this Buffy reaction. If you would like to see the next 2 episode reactions, you can already do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below, social media, all sorts of cool stuff that I do. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.